So I work with people. Okay. So I work with people. Oh my gosh. You won't believe some of the stories I could tell you. I could tell you some stories where kids are trying to rip off my face with their fingernails. Ooh, yeah, that's right. I could tell you some stories where kids have thrown spaghetti cans at my face, at my body, at my balls. I'm telling you, I work with people. Okay, I work with people. All throughout my life, I've worked with people. I work with people that were old. I work with people that were young. I work with people that are disabled and unable, and some that were able that claim to be disabled. Where he reached down the back of his nappy and tried to throw that poo at your face. Yeah, that's that time. I'm telling you about it now. So come join me at another episode of the Podge in the Pickle podcast. Come on down. You wanna hear more? I got more. You're gonna be laughing, giggling, and probably feeling a bit sorry for me. I got so much more. You're gonna be laughing, you're gonna be I got lots.
So imagine you're driving down the M1 freeway, right? You're doing like 100 kilometers an hour.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and the dashboard lights are casting this really warm, hypnotic glow. You're just casually chatting with your passenger.
It sounds relaxing, honestly.
Right. But then suddenly the passenger's eyes go completely blank, like nobody's home. They lunge across the center console, grab the steering wheel with his absolute death grip, and just violently yank it toward them.
Oh, my gosh. Terrifying.
It is. And now imagine that the person trying to run you off the road isn't, a hitman or a carjacker. It is an 82-year-old woman with severe dementia who just suddenly remembered she left the stove on in, 1994.
I mean, it is the kind of visceral, sheer terror that you usually only find in a psychological thriller.
Exactly.
Yet somehow, when it is translated to the stage, it becomes one of the most just side-splitting moments of physical comedy you will ever experience.
It really is. And that is the exact magic of the brilliant 2-hour theatrical production we are doing a deep dive into today, which is called OT. So I Work with People, written and performed by Ryan Dillon Brassington.
Such an incredible show.
It is. And for you, our listener, especially those of you who might be sight impaired or, I don't know, maybe you just happen to be driving while you listen, our mission today is to act as your highly energetic, completely joyous audio describers.
We are so excited for this.
We are going to translate all the wild slapstick, the brilliant stage lighting, and the hilarious physical gags of this show right into your headphones so you can just vividly see every punchline.
Because, the visual language of this play is really just as important as the dialogue.
Absolutely.
I mean, to understand why a comedian violently miming a car crash on a totally empty stage works so well, we kind of have to look at the real-world foundation of the show.
Right, the background of it all.
Yeah, it's rooted in a live event that was basically designed as a pressure valve for community and disability workers. They'd get on stage for 2 to 5 minutes each to just share their most unhinged stories. It is a completely judgment-free zone.
Oh, totally. And the compensation for bearing their traumatized souls to a room full of strangers, a $100 meal voucher.
I love that so much, which is, delightfully absurd, but it creates this instant camaraderie.
Right.
Everyone in the audience is wearing the exact same invisible uniform of the human services sector.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the way the show opens, it completely plays with your expectations of that sector.
It really does set a mood.
Yeah, so the stage is dimly lit, incredibly intimate. A warm golden spotlight hits this textured brick wall backdrop. There's a subtle theatrical haze hanging in the air.
Very artsy.
Very. The performer steps up to the microphone, dressed entirely in black. He pauses. He slowly, deliberately scans the silhouettes of the audience.
Just letting the silence hang.
Exactly. It feels like a poetry reading. You are completely lulled into this reflective, quiet storytelling vibe, and then, bam, whiplash.
Oh, total whiplash. The transition is abrupt and entirely visual.
Yeah.
The golden spotlight just snaps off. Instantly, the stage transforms into the dusky, enclosed interior of that moving car we talked about earlier.
It's so cool how he does it.
The lighting shifts to a low, localized glow from below, mimicking the dashboard lights reflecting off his face.
But wait, I have to ask, how does one guy on a completely stationary stage actually sell the physics of a high-speed car crash without it looking like, I don't know, a bad game of charades?
Oh, well, what's fascinating here is the use of isometric muscle tension combined with the sensory sound design.
Okay, right.
He isn't just waving his arms around aimlessly. He locks his core and violently throws his upper body weight to one side while his feet remain completely planted.
Wow.
Yeah, it creates the optical illusion of real centrifugal force.
That is wild. And the sound cues, too.
Exactly. At the exact same time, the sound design drops the background chatter and swells with a rising, high-pitched engine whine and a really fast, muffled heartbeat effect.
Oh, it makes your own heart race.
And the lighting starts flashing rhythmically across his face like streetlights whipping past a windshield.
It is incredibly effective. He drops his face into this mask of just silent panic as he acts out the 82-year-old's sudden realization.
His expressions are just gold.
Right. You see his hands white-knuckling the air. His eyes are wide, just bulging with terrified panic as he visibly bargains with God on the M1.
All while dodging this imaginary woman.
Yes. While he's fighting this imaginary steering wheel, he's also acting out the physical contrast of this tiny elderly woman slapping his shoulder and trying to bite his arm. I mean, it's like a buddy cop movie, but one of them forgot the script.
Totally. And, the structural timing of the gag is what really elevates it. It isn't just one swerve.
No.
He has to physically mime wrestling the car to the shoulder of the road, putting it in park, taking a massive hyperventilating breath, and then turning to her with a terrifyingly forced customer service smile to reintroduce himself.
And he has to repeat that entire physical routine 4 separate times.
4 times. Hi, my name's Ryan. I work with you.
The sheer physical exhaustion he is projecting by the 4th time is so real, you just feel it in your bones.
Oh, absolutely.
He finally gets her to the facility, calls his management, and their response is just a breezy, "Oh yes, she can get confused."
Classic management.
Right. And he delivers the punchline while practically collapsing onto the microphone stand, stating he doesn't work in community services, he works in extreme sports.
Which perfectly captures the absurdity of being an essential worker.
So true.
I mean, you are surviving life or death situations, and management treats it like a minor scheduling hiccup.
Yeah, just another Tuesday. So he survives the 82-year-old, but the play suggests that danger in human services isn't just about the elderly forgetting who you are.
Oh, definitely not.
Sometimes the danger is purely hormonal. The show pivots from the elderly to a 16-year-old, and the entire atmosphere on stage drastically shifts to match.
Yeah, we leave the warm glow of the dashboard, and suddenly the stage is bathed in a cool blue fluorescent light.
Very sterile.
It's that hyper-institutional lighting of a locked youth refuge. And the performer changes his physical posture entirely.
Oh, completely.
He drops the frenetic energy of the car and adopts this low-angle, creeping walk. He is physically tracking down a hallway toward a bedroom door.
Oh, the Houdini kid. This part had me howling.
Me too.
He steps inside this imaginary room. He mimes a tiny teenage girl sitting on the edge of her bed. His posture becomes really rigid and defensive.
He plays both parts so well.
He really does. He holds his hands out, gripping an invisible blanket, pulling it suspiciously tight over his lap, completely flat against the edge of the bed. He literally calls her Captain Obvious.
Because the mechanics of the reveal here rely on agonizing slowness.
Exactly. He does this painfully slow, exaggerated mime of reaching down, pinching the edge of the blanket, and just lifting it up millimeter by millimeter.
The tension is hilarious.
And his verbal description is so precise, you can just see it floating in the air. He describes looking under the bed into absolute darkness and suddenly seeing white shorts,
Right.
a blue shirt, 2 wide, terrified eyes, and the absolute peak of the joke, the mullet.
I mean, the mullet is the structural load-bearing beam of that entire joke.
It really, really is. The kid whispers from the darkness, "Can you help me out?"
So good.
And the performer just stands back up completely deadpan, staring out into the audience, realizing his social work degree has basically been reduced to doing magician's assistant work.
The existential dread in his eyes.
Yes. But then we get a completely different flavor of teenage chaos. The institutional blue light just cuts out, and we are flooded with the blinding, flat, natural daylight of a high school classroom.
Ah, the teenage boys scene. Here, the physical comedy moves away from suspense and into pure, agonizing awkwardness. A teenager walks into the room.
And we all know this teenager.
We really do. The performer acts out the kid's posture, perfectly slumped shoulders, totally vacant expression, and one hand shoved deep down his pants in full exploration mode.
Oh my God, yes.
Meanwhile, the other hand is just casually scrolling on a phone.
And the slow-motion physical reaction
Yeah.
that follows is just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
The teenager makes eye contact. He clicks off the phone.
Uh-huh.
He slowly, deliberately removes his hand from his trousers. And then casually, he extends that exact same hand for a handshake.
Just horrifying.
The performer doesn't just step back. His spine actually curves inward. His shoulders shoot up to his ears. And he does this full-body, spine-snapping recoil.
It's like he's trying to fold himself out of existence.
Exactly. He shrinks away from the offered hand and just holds
Oh.
that frozen, horrified posture in complete silence for what feels like 10 seconds.
And that physical silence on stage is so crucial.
Oh, absolutely.
It really forces the audience to sit in the excruciating reality of the moment before he finally delivers the deadpan line.
You walked in here digging for gold. And now you want me to high-five the expedition.
I mean, the whole room just erupts.
It's brilliant. But it actually leads to a really generous conclusion. He realizes that teenage boys aren't inherently evil. They're just unfinished.
Right, which is a profound sociological observation wrapped in a gross-out joke.
Completely.
Teenagers just lack the prefrontal cortex development to understand the context of their actions. But, if teenagers are unfinished, the play quickly asks, what happens when adults are fundamentally broken by entitlement?
Right. So he decides he needs a break from the trauma of human services. He takes a job that's meant for peace at a local paintball field.
Peace at a paintball field, sure.
Yeah, great logic there. But I have to ask you, why does a story about a paintball field feature the most violently funny prop comedy in the entire show?
Oh, because it's all about the unexpected nature of the threat. The visual transition washes the stage in a beautiful golden hour outdoor lighting. It looks really idyllic.
It's like a nice summer evening.
Yeah, exactly. But then he introduces the 25-year-old boss's son.
Oh, no.
The performer squares his shoulders, puffs out his chest, and adopts this incredibly cocky, open stance. He describes a guy who is shirtless with, quote, chest hair like Velcro.
You instantly know this guy. He's pure unearned confidence.
Totally.
So the performer is miming, bending over, both arms completely full of paintball tubes. He is entirely defenseless and unaware.
And here's where the slapstick prop comes into play.
Oh, it hurts just thinking about it.
The weapon is a thick, rubber barrel cleaning rod. The performer mimes the boss's son standing behind him, planting his feet and bending this thick rubber rod backward like a heavy-duty slingshot.
He does this incredible freeze-frame physical acting of the release. You watch the performer's eyes track this imaginary rod in slow motion as it snaps upward with just terrifying velocity directly into his left butt cheek.
I was crying laughing.
The physical jolt, his hips shooting forward, dropping the imaginary tubes, is pure Looney Tunes slapstick.
But the real genius is the twist. Because the impact didn't hit anything expected.
No, it did not.
It hit a pre-existing, deeply inconvenient boil.
A boil in a place no boil should ever live.
Exactly.
And the theatrical lighting transition right here is flawless. The warm, idyllic goal now instantly snaps to the sterile, harsh, blue-white fluorescent lights of a hospital room.
It's so jarring in the best way.
He immediately lies completely flat on his back on the stage floor. He just stares blankly up at the ceiling, projecting the dead, defeated eyes of a man who just had emergency surgery on his backside.
I mean, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about a guy getting hit with a stick.
Right, there's more to it.
He is lying there, looking up at those harsh hospital lights, realizing he left the legitimate danger of disability and youth work, only to end up in emergency surgery because some 25-year-old prince needed to assert dominance.
It really reveals that sometimes the most dangerous people you encounter aren't the traumatized clients struggling with their demons.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for us?
It means the real danger is entitlement. People who have never been told no are far more reckless than people who have been beaten down by society.
That is such a sharp takeaway. And it perfectly sets up the next act, where workplace chaos morphs into deeply personal chaos with the introduction of a character named Weasel.
Oh, Weasel. Weasel is fascinating because he behaves less like a criminal mastermind and more like a low-budget horror villain.
That is the perfect way to describe him.
The show highlights this through just absurd juxtapositions.
Okay, let's talk about the picnic ambush.
Yeah.
You have a bright, daytime bushland setting. The performer is miming, sitting cross-legged, eating sandwiches.
Very quaint.
Very.
Yeah.
You can almost feel the wind in the trees. Suddenly, the warm sunlighting dips into this moody, psychological thriller tone.
The tension spikes immediately.
Yes. He mimes looking into the bushes and seeing a patch of black material, totally out of color with the forest, awkwardly breaking through the shrubs. Weasel emerges.
Like a predator.
Well, no, not like a monster. He just sort of awkwardly stumbles out, demanding to be in their group photo.
Oh, right. The contrast between the dramatic thriller lighting and the utter banality of an awkward guy wanting a photo is hilarious.
So funny.
But then Weasel escalates.
Oh, he escalates to the cinema climb. Picture the neon lights of a small-town cinema glowing on the glass doors. The performer mimes Weasel banging on the glass from the outside. Then, Weasel decides to scale the pillars of the cinema building. The performer physically tracks Weasel's progress, craning his neck upward, watching this guy climb like a skinny, meth-fueled Spider-Man just to scream obscenities from the second-story ledge.
Which is just wild, and it culminates in the street fight.
The street fight.
This is an absolute masterclass in stripping the glamour away from violence. It is set on a dark suburban street. The lighting flickers rapidly like a broken street lamp.
So gritty.
Yeah, and the performer mimes a sudden ambush, but he doesn't use martial arts grace. He perfectly captures what he calls kangaroo chaos.
Yes, I love that phrase. And why is it kangaroo chaos? Because kangaroos lean back on their tails and just wildly, blindly flail their arms at each other.
Zero dignity.
None at all. The performer is theatrically ducking and weaving, falling backward into the gutter, throwing completely uncoordinated swings. He acts out this slow-motion, desperate kick to Weasel's face just to create distance.
Like a really bad action movie.
Exactly. And right on cue, the stage is bathed in the sudden, rhythmic red and blue flashes of police lights.
And that aesthetic just continues right into the epic New Year's Eve climax.
Oh my gosh, the sensory details here are massive. Fireworks are exploding in the background. You hear the boom, crackle in the sound design, and dramatic cinematic flashes of white light hit the stage.
It feels huge.
It does. Hundreds of bikers are in the crowd. Weasel appears out of nowhere. Weasel starts prancing. The performer mimics this ridiculous posturing bounce, like a boxer who learned to fight from a cartoon. Weasel throws a wide, impossibly slow right hook. The comedian ducks under it, puts him in a headlock, and starts throwing punches. You think it's this epic masculine victory, but then comes the hilarious anticlimax.
Wait for it.
Someone in the crowd screams, "There are children here!"
I mean, it completely bursts the bubble of the macho fantasy right there.
Totally. Here's where it gets really interesting to me, though. The way he physically stages that fight highlights the chaotic, completely non-heroic reality of actual violence.
Right.
It isn't a movie. You don't look cool. It is messy. It is deeply embarrassing. And it ends with 1,000 angry bikers standing on your suburban lawn while you wait for the police.
Exactly. And that embarrassment, that constant adrenaline spike, it leads to the pivotal transition of the show.
Yeah, things change here.
The true climax isn't the physical fight with Weasel. It is the sheer compounding mental exhaustion of absorbing everyone else's trauma.
Yeah.
The physical comedy starts to give way to something heavier.
You really feel the air leave the room. He tells the story of the possessed client. The lighting becomes incredibly stark, just a single, harsh, overhead fluorescent tube simulating a cramped office space.
So claustrophobic.
Very. The sound design drops to a low, uncomfortable, vibrating rumble. There are subtle visual distortion effects around the edges of the stage lighting to show his psychological intensity and burnout.
And the performer is miming de-escalation techniques, keeping his hands open, his voice calm.
I'm trying to hold it together.
Right. And then, the sudden, shocking physical gag, he receives a Superman punch to the back of the head.
And for those who don't watch combat sports, a Superman punch is when someone fakes a kick to generate momentum, snaps their leg back, and launches their entire body weight forward through the air into a punch.
It is devastating.
Oh, absolutely devastating.
He mimes the impact beautifully. His entire body goes rigid and he drops heavily to his knees, showing how the strike instantly leaves him concussed, staring blankly, struggling with memory loss.
It is a deeply sobering moment about the physical toll of care work.
It really is.
But because he is a total master of tone, he doesn't leave us in the dark for long. He brings the laughs roaring back to cleanse the palate, with the final, absolutely absurd visual of the cocaine hoover.
Oh, thank goodness for the cocaine hoover.
Right.
The stark office light cuts out, replaced by the warm, slightly greasy yellow lighting of a cheap, messy motel room.
It is such a distinct, gross color. So he is working a holiday park cleaning job, and his coworker finds a bag of cocaine left behind.
Naturally.
Naturally, the performer mimes her chopping lines with a credit card, using this exaggerated, incredibly fast-paced, jerky physical movement like a video stuck on fast forward.
It's so kinetic.
And he says she is snorting it like a Dyson with ambition.
And his attempt to participate simply to fit into the badness goes horribly wrong.
I honestly couldn't breathe during this part.
Yeah.
He mimes sniffing a line, and instantly his entire throat goes numb. He tries to take a sip of water, and he does this spectacular, full-body physical comedy bit of hilariously choking on plain tap water.
Just dying on stage.
Yes. He is gagging, his eyes are watering. He genuinely believes he is going to die in a motel bathroom. And all the while, he mimes this cleaner casually leaning back against the wall, utterly unfazed, making a phone call to her long-distance sugar daddy.
The absolute peak of ridiculousness.
It really is.
But that ridiculousness is entirely necessary. It shakes off the heaviness of the concussion story and really prepares the audience for the final monologue.
Yeah, it resets the room.
Exactly. The show transitions back to its roots, the greasy yellow light fades, the lighting softens dramatically, returning to that intimate, warm amber glow from the very beginning.
It comes full circle.
It does. The audience is blurred in the background. The comedian stands perfectly still. No more miming, no more slapstick. He is incredibly grounded.
You could literally hear a pin drop in the theater.
Because this raises an important question that the show has been circling the entire 2 hours. How do we regulate our own nervous systems when our daily function is to absorb the chaos of others?
Right.
He arrives at a really profound realization. None of these people, not the 82-year-old, not the teenage boys, not even Weasel the stalker, none of them are actual villains.
Whoa.
They are all just human beings reacting poorly to pain, insecurity, or fear.
It is such a deeply compassionate conclusion to 2 hours of absolute mayhem. And honestly, it is why we had to do a deep dive into this production today.
We had to.
The way the lighting cues, the precise physical gags, and the imaginary props all work together captures the hilarious, exhausting, and beautifully human reality of what it means to work with people.
It just proves that comedy is perhaps our most effective diagnostic tool for processing trauma.
But without a doubt. And for you listening, here's the absolute truth of the matter.
We all work with people.
We really do. The unhinged chaos he describes on stage is exactly the same in your life. Whether you call your sector community service, retail, middle management, or just trying to survive parenting a toddler, it is all the exact same chaos.
Yeah.
We are all just wearing a different uniform.
Which leaves you with a final thought to mull over long after you take your headphones off today. Think about the physical stage lighting of your own daily life.
Oh, I like this.
Right. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic or a coworker acts completely absurd in the break room, what unseen prop, what hidden trauma, or what deeply inconvenient boil are they dealing with just off stage that you can't see?
Oh, the unseen boils of life. What a brilliant way to frame it. Thank you all so much for joining us on this deep dive into the absolute theater of human chaos.
It's been a blast.
We really hope our audio descriptions help you see every single laugh. Remember, human behavior is always going to be messy, but if you look close enough at the chaos, you can usually find the punchline.
Exactly.
Keep laughing, stay curious, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.
Okay, so I work with people. Okay, so I work with people. Oh my gosh, you won't believe some of the stories I could tell you. I could tell you some stories where kids have tried to rip off my face with their fingernails. Ooh, yeah, that's right. I could tell you some stories where kids have thrown spaghetti cans at my face.